It's hot in here, huh? Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour avec Oddball. Je suis Amin Elhassan. And she's Charlotte Walder.
Je suis Charlotte.
Charlotte Walder. Okay, we got a great show for you people. Let's drop the accent. We got stuff.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're going to talk about basketball. You're in good hands.
Are we? Are you? Are we good hands? I don't know. But what I do know is last night I went to a game in New York City. But for some, that might have been not the marquee game. The marquee game was, of course, we're contractually obligated. Victor Wembanyama at the Garden. Charlotte, were you there?
No.
Oh, more on that later. So, Charlotte.
Yes.
Victor
I watched it, though. I watched it on television.
He didn't have a great game.
He sure didn't.
And the Knicks pretty much put it on him.
Then fans were chanting overrated.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's just like New York. That's the essence of New York, because that is not going to age well for them, I don't think.
It's like if Icarus had like a jetpack. Like he's wow, straight to the sun.
They're like, it's going to melt off, and it's like, it is strapped on pretty tight, my dude.
It's made out of chocolate, but no mind.
Don't worry about it.
But, they had their night in the sun, and he had his night at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena.
Well, yes. However, he said it was smaller than he was expecting it to be. Honestly, I feel like Victor Wembanyama is something that I am really coming to love about this kid. He's 19 also. He's 19 years old. He can't legally drink in the States for 2 more years. Sometimes I just have to put in perspective.
He can barely buy tobacco products.
Barely.
Yeah.
But he can. I feel like he is really getting good at like low-key polite, disrespectful trash talk.
That's how you're reading. Okay.
Yeah, really.
Give me more.
No. Because he's like, yeah, amazing arena. Not as big as I thought. Just like a little thing here, and then he has dinner with Tom Brady. We find out.
No chance he knows who the hell Tom Brady is.
I think he does.
No chance.
He knows who he is. He might not be familiar with his work.
Charlotte, ladies
Do you really think that? Because what he said was, I know who Tom Brady is. Which is also low-key disrespectful.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you exactly how this works, ladies and gentlemen. You have a PR team, right?
Yeah.
And their job is to continue to manufacture this hype and mystique around this guy and take advantage of things in the schedule, right?
Question. PR team for the Spurs or for Wembanyama?
For Wembanyama.
Okay.
This is very player PR-driven stuff. So it's like, okay, let's get him having lunch or dinner or whatever with Tom Brady, and then we get the picture out there. And so they go to Victor, hey, we want you to have dinner with this guy. I was like, who is he? His name's Tom Brady. All right, cool. What's he do? Well, he's retired now. Like, oh, wow, he looks kind of young to be retired.
His skin is remarkable.
Yeah, it looks like
His
fine
fur.
Corinthian leather, just stretched. So they give him a package. Look, this is the deal. This guy played this sport that you never watched. He won a lot at it. He's very popular, and his socials are popular as well. So this is what's going to happen, Victor. It's almost, wait, hold on, let me do the voice. Victor, listen to me, Victor. This guy's bongos, Victor. Trust me on this one. You, him, picture, dinner, the internet. Straight to the moon, Victor.
Victor, it's a free steak. Who says no?
I would never see you alone, Victor, right? That's basically what happens, right? So he goes and you do your photo op and you have dinner. What do they talk about? So
greatness.
What do they call first down in France? Le premier down, or something.
Le premier. I'm gonna look up how you say.
Yeah, first down in French. The point is,
premier bas.
See?
Or bas. I don't know. I don't speak French. I do feel like I feel like athletes though. I feel like when you have, a GOAT or whatever, and then you have a young promising player, I feel like they can geek out about like how great they are together, or like, oh, isn't the pressure a lot, or isn't like, don't you think that there's some level of like they speak each other's language that like very few others speak?
You got Victor Wembanyama asking him like, how do you deal with like the constant fishbowl?
Like maybe.
But at the same time, like I feel like Victor Wembanyama's been dealing with the constant fishbowl. Like maybe Tom Brady should ask him.
Brady's like, so
how do you deal with it?
You're much taller than I am. So I think about that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll be honest, like if Tom Brady put on a hat and a hoodie and sunglasses, he could ride the subway.
Right.
He'd be a big dude on the subway, But he could ride the subway here, and no one would think twice. Steve Nash, when he was a reigning MVP, used to ride the subway and skateboard around everywhere. So it's like, but I'm just saying, like, there's a level of, even for these very accomplished, great athletes or whatever, there's still a level of relative anonymity that they possess.
Right.
However fleeting it may feel. Versus 7'9" guy. Like, he can't hide ever. His entire life, people don't even know who he is, but they're just like, what in the world is this? I was at the Nets game last night, and one of the guys I saw before they get people to take a picture with him, I didn't know. It was like a bigger dude, like maybe like 6'3", 6'4", Asian guy, whatever. So I'm like, oh, maybe he's an actor, maybe, I don't know. And then the game starts, and it's like, oh, please welcome Big Bang Zhang. And it's like, oh, he's this champion boxer, he's the WBC heavyweight champion, whatever. I'm like, oh, but I don't know who he is, you know? So it would be like me saying, you know what, I'm going to go to dinner with him, and then let's take
I just feel like Brady's been in the zeitgeist, like in commercials.
Who's zeitgeist, though?
I feel like
the kid moved here like 6 months ago.
He's in a Dior commercial on like a bus stop in Paris.
No, he's not.
I feel like he has.
No,
to
he's not.
He did this
promise
for so long.
They don't care.
Okay.
They don't care over there. It's like, let me put it this way: how many Dior ads have you seen with Tommy Holland on it, right? Or see, there you go, like or Mbappe. Have you seen any Mbappe ads here in America? This guy's one of the biggest stars in the world.
Just the World Cup one that went viral,
right.
Which
so
was not.
Nobody cares over there about our specific, not the NFL. Maybe you could say, oh, LeBron James. I see a LeBron James. I know who LeBron James is. Maybe, right? But Tom Brady, okay, maybe that's not a maybe. But no, but you get what I'm saying? It's like, it's like one of the most popular sports in the world is cricket. Like, legit. It might be. I
feel more like because Wanyama's been in the sports space.
I'm just telling you, cricket, like by some measures, is more popular than basketball. Even it's only number 2 by some measures behind soccer. Right? The world's greatest cricket player probably can't walk the streets of New Delhi or Islamabad or pick your place where cricket's huge.
Right.
Here, don't nobody give about him. It's just like why Lionel Messi came here. He came here to play here in part because he can go to Publix and nobody gives a
He did that. No, I know. I'm just saying because Wembanyama is in this space, he probably had an idea. That doesn't mean he cared. I'm not saying he cares who he is. I feel like there was an awareness, and then it's like the PR machine kicks in.
So by that same token, do you think he's aware of who the greatest cricket player in the world is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I do.
Well, ask him next time.
I will. Next time we chat. Like, next time I hold a microphone up to below his chin.
Name a cricket player.
I'll be like, most famous cricket player in the world. All right. You may have a point. So Nets, you were there.
First home win for the Nets.
How's James Harden doing?
Oof. I mean, look, like I said, when the deal happened, like this thing's gonna take a lot of work, and I don't know if to be fair, they've only been together a few days. They probably haven't been practicing because they're on the road. So there is a lot of work that needs to be done that they haven't had the opportunity to do. But it's exactly what your fear would be when you bring those guys together. Number one, on offense, it's a lot of my turn, your turn, and that doesn't work. Last night, they ran either 1-4 flat or high pick and roll again and again and again. And anytime that would happen, nobody else moves. They just stand in the corners or on the wing or maybe trickling around the baseline.
Yeah.
And it, as you would expect, not great. They're shooting 41% from the field, I want to say, when all 4 of those guys are on the floor together.
Okay.
They're getting outscored by a lot, by almost 11 points per 100 possessions. And then defensively, and this is the part where I'm like, this is the sacrifice part, because there was no commitment to, hey, a shot went up, let me find somebody.
Right.
It's just open season on any offensive rebound. And if you're going to play small, if you're going to play those 4 guys and a big guy, right? And
they're down one big guy in Plumlee.
Down one big guy in Plumlee. PJ Tucker is like your next biggest guy pretty much, at least in style of play. it's got to take a concerted effort from everybody.
Right.
It can't just be, you're not playing regular basketball anymore where it's like someone else has that. No, it's like, oh, no, this is my job as well. And so I don't know if those guys are prepared to do that, but also I want to be fair in that they haven't had any practice time.
Right.
And so we'll check back with them in a month, I guess, and see, like, after they figure some stuff out, is their offense look a little different? Is their defense a little bit more focused?
Were there any flashes of brilliance? Like, were there any moments where you were like, oh, okay.
Individuals.
But
They're brilliant individuals,
yeah,
but
cohesively,
not
there
working.
wasn't
No,
a moment.
Zero.
What are they shooting from three when the four of the?
27% from three, from the four of them on the floor. So.
Okay, well, it's a failing grade, folks.
Now.
We do have another thing we have to get to.
What's that? Is it the Wild Warriors Nuggets game last night between two of the best teams in the Western Conference? Are we going to talk about that?
We could.
No, we're not. The answer is no.
However,
there's something more. Yes.
This is so important because
I want them to run the clip right now. Just watch this. And that's courtesy of Kelly Iko of The Athletic. He's beat writer covering the Houston Rockets. That's perfection, right? It's my favorite part is when even LeBron can't hold it. It just starts laughing, like, because it's so ridiculous.
When during the game was that?
I don't know. I was at a game.
That's what I'm like, was this like a TV timeout? Was this like waiting for everyone else to show up while LeBron's going to shoot a free throw? Like, I have so many questions about what on earth is happening here. But I would also like to say, Amin, that I was right yesterday when we did the game of who's lying.
He wasn't
and I
lying.
said Dillon Brooks is the only one who's not lying. He can't wait to lock up LeBron James. Didn't say that he was going to do it, but he did it. The Lakers got destroyed.
Yeah. It's tough, man. Look, this is what I was saying in the offseason. I get it. Everyone's excited because they did things, but the things weren't exactly thinging, if you know what I'm saying. Meaning.
Wait. Who the Lakers doing things?
The Lakers doing things, but the things wasn't thinging.
Oh, okay.
Right. So the idea that, hey, we got shooting. I said, well, who'd you get? We got Gabe Vincent. It's like, well, Gabe's really streaky. I wouldn't call him like a shooter.
Right.
He can get hot and hit a bunch of shots as we saw in the playoffs. He can also get cold and miss a bunch of shots as we saw for most of the regular season and most of his career. So, Mike, he's a great defensive player and he can get hot, but I don't know if you can rely on that, right? Mm-hmm. Who else you guys got? Well, we got Cam Reddish. I'm like, look, man, there's a reason he's bounced around and gotten to this place where he's available to you for minimum.
Right.
What else you got? And you go down the line, and I'm looking at it, and I don't think this is enough.
Right. But
everyone got excited, everyone got crazy, and everyone's high off of that playoff run. But the playoff run happened when they got, amazing, career historically great shooting out of people like Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
Both guys who also haven't shown that they're, drop dead shooters.
Gorgeous.
Drop dead gorgeous, yeah. So it's like you're basically saying, hey, if I get the best version of everybody, then I'll be fine. But if I don't get the best version, then we're going to see nights like last night.
And if they're all available, we'll be fine.
Yeah, that too. But that's for everybody.
Right. 128-94. Rockets won. Do you think this is Dillon Brooks's... Is this Dillon Brooks' Super Bowl? Do you think he's going to frame the box score? Is he going to get his shoes bronzed from this game? This, honestly, it's got to feel so good for this man.
No, I mean, he talked the talk, and then he managed to walk the walk right after. Yes, I think that this was a big deal, but also I think that Dillon Brooks is the kind of guy that, until the next one, where he talks some and then, it backfires,
Nah. He's never going to be satisfied.
That's that. Relentless pursuit of excellence, Charlotte. That's what we call that.
Is it? The relentless pursuit of...
something.
Saying stuff. As they are wont to do, celebrities went to basketball games.
Ah, celebs and their basketball.
I live for this. One of the things that I really enjoy about seeing basketball games live is that you get the little, in New York it's better than anywhere else. Or LA, New York, LA, and they go celebrity row, and if you're sitting in your seats and you see them on the Jumbotron, but then you're like, ooh, where are all the cameras on? I love it. I love it. love celebrity gossip, though. We had...
Saweetie was at the game last night.
Saweetie?
Yeah, at the Nets game.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you say hi?
I did not. I tried. I mean, I was up in my seat, and so by the time the game was over, I tried to rush down there, and she had already...
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Misconnections, right?
It's
What do
the
they call
only
it?
reason. So, yeah, misconnect.
I'm
Put
gonna
it on Craigslist.
Yeah, hey, you were at the game, so was I. You were on the Jumbotron, though.
You're a massive celebrity. And so are you. Okay, so we have at Pacers Jazz last night, David Letterman and Pat McAfee.
Yep. Two Indiana staples.
That's what
Two Indiana staples, right? So McAfee, I don't even know he's from Indiana, but he lives there now, obviously the best of his...
He's from Pittsburgh, but yes, he is de facto Indiana boy now.
And Letterman has always been...
Yeah.
He's always, I mean, back even in the 90s when he was doing late night here in New York and the Pacers and the Knicks are playing, he's like unabashedly a Pacer fan. So that's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so who would you rather sit with? David Letterman, Pat McAfee at Pacers Jazz, Patrick Mahomes at Raptors Mavericks,
Okay.
C.J. Stroud, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Clyde Drexler at Rockets Lakers. And there's an incredible clip of them drinking water in tandem. Not C.J. Stroud. That would have been cool. Those are your three.
That was my option.
Sit, start, bench.
Well, I mean, first of all, let me just say right now, if I'm going recreationally, I don't want to go with an athlete.
To a game?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Like I want an actual celebrity. Like not some, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
this is how you know you worked in sports too long.
But it's real. I'll tell you a funny quick story.
Okay.
I was in Vegas. This is years ago during summer league, right? And we go to this club and they get us set up at the table or whatever, and like we're at this table, and then the next table on this side over here is like Carmelo and I can't remember, like maybe Chris Paul.
Okay.
I can't remember who it was, right? And like so we walk past their table to get to our table. What's up, man? What's up? Right, cool. And then the very next table was the dude that won American Idol the year that they like removed the age restriction. The guy with the gray hair who kind of looks like Mark Cuban. Taylor Hicks, right?
Taylor Hicks.
And so like. And this was like years after he had won American Idol. So it's like, did you
know that it was him?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, well, I didn't know his name. I was like, that's a motherfucker from American Idol. Like, and so we were like, yo, and he was, and Waka Flocka was playing, and he was singing along every word. I'm like, the dude that won American Idol knows who Waka Flocka is. Like, it was mind blowing.
Yeah.
But like afterward, my buddy, who was an assistant coach, said like, that's how you know how warped our sense of reality is. Because for most like red-blooded American males, you walk, you're like, oh my God, Carmelo Anthony, he's a Hall of Fame, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, yeah, whatever, dude. But the guy from American Idol, whose name we don't even know, that's a story I'll tell for the rest of my life.
The grass is always greener. The playground you are not on is always more enticing.
In the same way that I'm pretty sure people who work in the music industry like, oh, so okay, so I saw Beyonce and then Taylor Hicks. What's her name?
Swift.
Taylor Swift, there you go. Yeah, they're like, whatever. But then there's like, oh my goodness, it is actually you, Jalen Brunson. Like it blows their mind, right?
Well, that's what I love so much, because you go at these games when you see like Jon Stewart at the Knicks being like shaking RJ Barrett's hand. He's like, oh, so great.
Like think about that. Like Jon Stewart is humbled and honored in the presence of RJ Barrett.
It's honestly a good thing to remember being in this world. It's like, you know what? Cool world. Cool.
So having said that, I love Hakeem. I love Clyde. They're two of the greatest players and two of my favorite players when I was growing up watching those guys. But if you're giving me the option of hanging out and watching the game with them versus like David Letterman, come on now. This guy's going to cry. Now here's the other part.
What?
So I've sat courtside before, you know.
Whoa, look at me, Louie. How's it feel? Is it terrifying? I would be so terrified.
At Madison Square Garden,
I would be absolutely horrified. First of all, everybody's looking at you so they can see if you pick your nose. Second of all, a ball could just...
Oh, that part. So I've sat courtside in other places before, and it's fine. At Madison Square Garden, it's weird as hell because you come out and you have to do this walk in front of all these people. I know that whole row, it's like Chris Rock, Spike Lee, da-da-da. And so like I sat down... I was there with my buddy Cole, and the person right to my right was Jim Gaffigan. And next to him was Ted Alexander, who opens for him, right? Mm-hmm. And then next to him was, in the A1 seat, that was Howard Stern. And it's just like, what is going on, right? So, like at halftime, me and Ted started talking. And like, he's familiar with my work, and I'm familiar with his work. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. But then I realized he just wants to talk about basketball. Like, there's because this is their
they're out of basketball
release,
game.
right? But beyond that, it's just like this is where I don't have to be funny. This is where I don't have to do the thing that I'm
They're not
famous
on
for.
in the same way.
And for me, it's the opposite. It's like, oh, shit, I don't want to talk about basketball right now. I want to talk about, like, comedy or whatever. So, yeah, but having said all that, I'd still rather go with David Letterman. No, actually, you know what? I take that back. Sweetie.
I would like to go with Patrick Mahomes because I have a lot of questions about what's going on with Taylor Swift and that Chiefs team.
Yes, because he'll tell you.
He might.
He'll open up.
I'm very persuasive.
Okay. Axios came out with a ranking of the NBA arenas with best and worst transit scores, right?
Yes.
They use the you've seen it if you're a Zillow person, I am, or a Redfin.
Are you a Zillow person?
Oh my God. Oh.
Same.
Hey, I mean, we're going to Indianapolis for All-Star Weekend. Guess what Amin's gonna do? Like while he's in Indianapolis, like, wonder how much this house costs.
1,000. Oh wait, we've looked at Zillow before.
Who doesn't?
I mean,
everyone looks at Zillow.
It's the best. It's my favorite app.
It's just like, and then you start to imagine a whole life.
Totally.
Like, oh, good school district.
I found a plot of land in very northern Maine yesterday, and I was like, who's to say?
Homecoming. Bring it on back, Charlotte.
Just run away. You can get it was 28 acres for $40,000, and I was like, okay.
Damn.
Anyway. So this list here, Amin, of the transit scores, TD Garden in Boston is one. And I will say that the Garden is built on top of a MBTA station and a regional rail system. So, yes, also, though, doesn't necessarily mean the transit system is going to work.
Yep. See,
little bit of a cop-out.
It's not ranking how good the transit systems are. It's just accessibility.
Okay.
It's based on population density, street design, and amenities within a 5 to 30-minute walk from the stadium, on a scale of 0 to 100. And to be fair, TD Garden, like right across the street, there's numerous bars, restaurants, and a 7-Eleven and a Dunkin' and all that stuff that you can, and not to mention in that train station as well.
Yeah, there's a Dunkin' in train station.
Yep.
Fun fact.
Same thing for Washington, same thing for Brooklyn, same thing for Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
These are all built on top of existing mass transit, and they're in like very dense urban areas.
Also, crypto, it gives a 99 in LA.
Bull. Transit
There's
accessibility.
no public.
Okay, so there is that metro that you got to walk like a couple of blocks down Olympic, and it's kind of sketched down there.
I don't buy it, Axios.
Here's the thing. In the bottom 5, we've got Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stand up. I'm a Phoenix resident.
Yep.
There's a light rail that goes literally, not only does it go right in front of the arena, but if you have a game ticket on game day, you get to ride the light rail for free. Like they're
way.
They're super like encouraging people to want to do it. Also, you've got a ton of restaurants and bars all in the downtown Phoenix area. This was a 2008, 2009 when I worked there.
Yeah.
That would have been an awful place. But now there's been so much development and building and like just amenities everywhere, even like housing, apartment buildings, luxury apartment buildings across the street. Like this is incorrect. Compare and contrast with Kaseya Center in Miami, which got like a 97 or what did they get?
It got a 97, yeah.
Get the
Number
fuck
7.
out of here. All they have outside of that is a subway. Not a subway like a train, ladies and gentlemen. Like I'm a sandwich artist, like I'm a sandwich engineer, whatever they call those people who work there. That's the kind of subway.
Like no. I will say it's very publicly transitable from the Meadowlark offices in Miami.
Ulster, yes.
You just walk right across the street. So in that regard,
is awesome.
For us, yes.
And also shout out to Jaguar Sun and Mama Tried. Those are 2 great local establishments in downtown Miami. I don't want to yes, you guys do exist, but I'm just saying it's not like there's 40 places that.
Right.
It's literally just that. So
I question the methods used for this ranking. I'm hot. This tie is hot.
Dude, that's welcome to my world every time I got to put on that